Today is a day for serious talk and also to sort of reply to a question I keep getting a lot, and I thought if I do it like this, then the answer will be clear and everyone will know and we won't have to do this entire thing and repeat, hopefully. So the thing I wanted to reply to was people were asking me, or often ask me, why I do not show my face. What's the deal with that? Do you have something on your face that you can't pull off, like a monster or something else like that, or a huge battle scar or anything like that? I do not have anything like that. I do not have a huge scar. I don't have anything terrible going on with my face or with the rest of my body. That's a good thing. There were several reasons. The first one came from myself, which was because I started this entire thing when I was young, when I was still in my teens and everything, and I just didn't feel comfortable with my friends knowing that I did things online. I think probably a lot of you people would understand this, or still in that phase. Right now I'm not in the phase anymore. I don't really care as much. A lot of my friends do know that I do activities on YouTube, and I might find this thingy here too. Hi friends. Anyways, yeah, that was the first reason why I was kind of scared to be, well, pushed out of the group, because, you know, when you're a teenager you want to be part of a group, and I like people. I don't like people not liking me, so that was a huge thing. Another reason, huge reason for me, was because I've been bullied when I was young for the way I looked. Mainly because I was Asian, I was different, and not a lot of people know how to react to that. Reasons. But it did do something to my confidence, to the way I looked, the way I presented myself became an issue for me at that age, and it continued on. And you know, when you get into puberty, it becomes even worse. So around that time, I thought, if I show my face, people will most probably not like me. People will not want to hang out with me. People will be disappointed, which is one of my biggest fears, disappoint people. Another reason is because that wasn't a thing, because you're singing and you want people to concentrate on your singing, on your voice acting, on all those kind of sort of light stuff. There's nothing to do with judging people on appearance. Well, we still do, but a bit less, I guess, on physical appearance. For me, that sort of gave that sanctuary, the fact that I didn't have to present myself a certain way physically, which would allow me to make up the world as I wanted to look like, as I wanted to be like, which is a lot with online thing. It's basically RPGing. I wanted to present a character that wouldn't depend on looks, that doesn't depend on judgmental things, that just wants a lot of fun and light things in life, that doesn't want the entire your weaker or your stronger thing to it, and a character that, you know, that would adventure a lot. And then I thought, I came up with my original character, which is a little boy, as you know. One of the reasons is because I've always watched shonen stuff, and I had I still have this huge crush on Junko Minagawa, who does a lot of boy voices, and I, in the past, really wanted to become a voice actor as well. Right now, not as much, because the entire business side of it became a reality to me. Don't really want to join in on it. But, you know, it's been like a sort of back dream of mine, not something I want to realize necessarily, but if the chance jumps up on me, definitely I would grasp it with both hands. Yes. But, you know, that was a huge thing for me, because I really liked Minagawa Junko and the stuff she did, and I was really surprised that she could do things like actually sound like a boy without people really realizing until it's said. Same thing for, say, Barushare and there's other kind of Nico singers you have around that do this. I really liked that kind of atmosphere, the one where you sort of surprise people with your voice. And also because I feel that if you listen to my voice within your imagination, the boy character, it gives a different impression than if you listen to me and think this is a woman or this is a girl talking, and then if you think that's a boy talking, it gives a different impression. And I don't want to start this discussion about gender roles, and I know that they're both fine, but for me, I like this kind of image. It's not saying that girls and boys are that different and shit, and oh god, I have no issues with my gender. I am happy being a girl. I had a time, have to admit, that I was very tomboyish. It was around that time in puberty when I was unsure about many things, and that was kind of a way for me to express creativity as well, because I could dress a bit more boyishly and act a bit more like that, and I felt that when I did that, I could be more myself, because people wouldn't be as judgmental about it, since tomboys are known to be more playful and to be more outgoing and to be more less refined. So for me, giving off that image to the outside world made them criticize me less for it, because I would act according to the way I looked. Something in this world that makes it easier to live. If you get what you expect from someone, you're less likely to comment about it. Like if I were to wear frills and all these things that can't get dirty, and then I go outside and play in the grass, people would most probably comment about it or have their thoughts about it. So yeah, I had that period in my life, and thus Amba was born. And Amba, I liked the idea of a prince too. I don't know why. Princesses, they can be cool too, of course they can, depends on the princess. But for me, the idea of a prince, since I really love the book The Little Prince, stuck with me, and then I kept it right like that. Which brings me back to the question thing. I didn't show myself because I like being a girl, and I like looking like a girl. Maybe not with makeup and everything, but I like my gender and I'm comfortable with it. So I didn't necessarily feel like cutting my hair short all the time, wearing boyish stuff all the time, despite sometimes having tomboyish tendencies. So I was scared that if I show that side of me, people again would be disappointed and they would feel less inclined to watch my things, maybe use it as an excuse and not interact with me. Because I know back in the day when the Utaite stuff was coming out, he had this person called Clear, Soraru of the time online. People really liked his voice, were huge fangirl streams, and then one day he decided to show his face during, I think, a live stream somewhere in Nikodoga, and people saw that, and I actually saw lots of comments on that on YouTube because I got reposted. People saying they wouldn't follow anymore, people saying they were very disappointed that he should have kept his face away, that, you know, the image was crushed. And, you know, it's like telling a little child that Santa doesn't exist for me. So I didn't want to do that with my character. I worked hard on building it as it is. Not necessarily being a fake or anything like that, but I did work on, you know, during videos, during the way I sang, the way I talked a little bit, play with it, and made this character that I hope people will still enjoy despite coming on with this confession. I really hope from the ground of my heart that you will take it a little bit as a Santa, or take a little bit as a, I don't know what, the Easter Bunny or something. You know, a character that's imagined, but please, by all means, keep it together with the voice and all the things I do, because that's what I do. This is the way I decided to entertain, and the way that I decide that I hopefully want to take YouTube and Nikodoga by storm, which is one of my ambitions, to be honest. It's not my ambitions necessarily to be popular or anything like that, but to be creative, to be an artist. I had this discussion a while back with my friend. She told me about this person called Yoru. I don't know if you know her, most probably you do, or maybe you don't. She's like, just sing it too on Nikodoga, that this is entire thing. And she was talking about it too, how she might not necessarily be the best singer, she might not necessarily be the best whatever, but she's an artist, and this is her way of expressing creativity. And I was completely like, I've always thought the same kind of thing. I'm not as good putting it into words as her, but that's basically it. I want to keep doing this my way, and if I really hope that doing it the way I do it will lead me somewhere, because I would feel personally that if I can keep being myself, maybe change over time, I don't know, but as long as I can keep up my own road and my own way of doing things and entertaining people, and I can become big with that, that would be an accomplishment for me, because that would mean that I'd have convinced people that what I can do is pretty cool, and that my style of creativity is also something that is allowed, or that my style of expressing myself is something people can relate to. This is the entire thing of creativity, and hopefully I will spark other people to do their thing. For example, if you have a higher voice, you have a lower voice, you have a thinner voice, a stronger voice, it all doesn't matter as long as you know how to play with it, what to do with it. There are enough people that actually do show their faces, and that's their way of expressing themselves. So I'm definitely not saying that my way is the best way, or a good way even. It's just my way of doing things, and I really hope people can respect that, and I really hope people can keep on enjoying the stuff I do despite not being as clear about these kind of things. So if you again ask me, why are you a prince, why are you not a princess, why bananas, why boy, why not girl, it's because this is my way of expressing myself and entertaining people. It's my way of putting in all the things I like together with my imagination and the fact that there are no boundaries within that imagination. And lots of people seem to enjoy it, so I really hope you can keep enjoying it as well, despite coming out with this entire background story stuff, which might not be as interesting. I don't like doing it as much. I do complain a lot on Twitter and everything, but most things I do say are things I don't mind being shared on the internet. I'm always very conscious about the fact that stuff comes on the internet and could potentially be saved for years around. But I don't mind meeting people in real life, depends on who, of course, but people I can trust, hopefully. People from this community I think I can trust, friendly people. It's all fine for me. Just don't want this stuff online or forever. Maybe in the future, as I said, things change. I can change in my own way. It doesn't mean that I threw myself away. Maybe I become more myself. Maybe at some point I'll like myself so much or something that I'm like, hey, maybe people should see this hot stuff. You know, this kind of thinking. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I hope that you will still be there for me, and that we can keep going on with this adventure, and that the Banana Kingdom and me, Amba, the Banana Prince, can lead the people towards more fun and more cool places. I really hope you can support me in that. Thank you for taking your time to listen to this. Got a bit long, sorry.